I remember downloading the Orange Box as a kid. It's how I was introduced to both Portal and Team Fortress 2, some of my favorite games of all time. I quickly fell in love with those games, never really giving the other titles a chance until one day I decided to give Half-Life 2 a chance. I didn't know what was going on as I'd never played the first game in the series, but that quickly didn't matter to me, as I was immersed in the world very quickly. G-Man's speech got me hooked instantly. The eeriness, the vagueness, and then walking out into the streets to see what I didn't know was the Citadel, a tall looming tower that faded above the clouds. The game had the perfect atmosphere for someone going in blind. It's established enough to make it interesting, but there's so much unknown that pushed me to find out what the hell was going on. And the deeper I got, the more messed up I realized this world had been. But it wasn't until one section of the game that I fully realized how fucked the world of Half-Life had been and still is. How bad the people of this world have it, and how perfect it all made for one single level in this game. This is why I think that Ravenholm is the best level in Half-Life 2. Ravenholm was once a safe haven from the Combine. But who are the Combine? Before we dive into what happened to Ravenholm, let's set the stage. Years before the events of Half-Life 2, a failed experiment creates a resonance cascade, which is fancy talk for an interdimensional portal being opened on Earth that causes an alien invasion. The Combine are an interdimensional empire who invade worlds, steal resources, and enslave races. So when they caught wind that another world was up for grabs, they didn't hesitate. While playing the game, you might hear of the 7-Hour War. There isn't too much information on it, but the 7-Hour War was exactly as it sounds. It was the war between the Combine and Earth, which ended in the Combine conquering Earth, causing tons and tons and tons of death. I'm sure it was millions of people, even though the number has never been disclosed. The Black Mesa Administrative Director, Dr. Wallace Breen, was able to negotiate a surrender for Earth, saving those who survived, which also appointed him as Earth's interim administrator to the Combine. After the Combine's conquest of Earth, they forced the remaining humans into city centers. There were small towns that were hidden from the Combine, but they never stayed hidden for long. One of those towns was Ravenholm. It was a mining town turned into a refugee town for those who managed to escape City 17. It stayed hidden for a while, but was eventually found out by the Combine, causing them to send bombardments of headcrabs. The town and its people quickly fell, only being inhabited by zombified people and only one last living person. Whenever Gordon Freeman is forced to make his way through, the town is long gone. It's dark, abandoned, eerie, and a completely different atmosphere as the rest of the Half-Life story. There are hanging bodies, burning corpses that scream for help, and the infamous Corpse 01 face texture all over the place. There's traps everywhere, laid by a man by the name of Father Gregory, who you come across pretty early on in Ravenholm. He's friendly, helpful, but definitely unstable.
Who is this? Another life to save? I'll keep my eye on you. More than that, I cannot promise.
He appears throughout all of the Ravenholm level, helping out by shooting some of the zombies and even giving you a shotgun. This level also introduces poison headcrabs, which is especially special to me because I hate these little motherfuckers. They're my least favorite creature in Half-Life, along with the sound dive from the first game. Ravenholm is the perfect horror level for a Half-Life game. It's not too long, dragging out the creepiness unnecessarily. It's not relying on jump scares. It completely relies on atmosphere. Even all these years later, I always sit a little straighter in my chair. It forces you to use things like circular saw blades to cut through groups of zombies. Use traps like taking cars or burning zombies using fire traps. This level is a staple in Half-Life 2 and has been for over 2 decades. But if you have watched the original or re-release of the Half-Life 2 demo from E3 2003, you'd see that Ravenholm looked completely different in the way you arrive and all the way to the exit. One of the names that Valve landed on before Ravenholm was Trap Town, and the original version of the level really shows why they got to that name. The lack of ammo forces the player to get creative with the environment around them, dealing with the Combine that at one point inhabited Ravenholm. The traps stayed as a part of the level, there even being an achievement for going through the whole level without shooting a bullet. Ravenholm is my favorite level to any Half-Life game. It's got the perfect amount of eeriness, creative combat, and horror without the need of jump scares. If you enjoyed going back to Ravenholm with me, and you stuck around this long, I appreciate you and I appreciate your time, and I will see you in whatever topic we discuss next. Alright, see ya.
What? No, 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 no.